Welcome to U of T Mississauga's Transfer Tuesday webinar for new and prospective transfer students. This is designed for students that are studying at another post-secondary institution and are interested in learning more about how to transfer to U of T Mississauga. My name is Tara Trong, and I'm an admissions officer here at U of T Mississauga. Today, I'm excited to talk to you about our campus and who we are and what makes us special. We're also going to talk about admission categories versus program selection, admission requirements, English facility requirements, the transfer credit expectations and the application itself, tuition at U of T Mississauga, and lastly, how to connect with us further and learn more. So the University of Toronto is Canada's top research university, and we have an incredible reputation for our academics, faculty, and our research. We are ranked 11th globally in Times Higher Education for employability of our graduates. And what this means is that our graduates are among the world's most sought after in the minds of employers. But today we're going to be talking about the University of Toronto Mississauga, or UTM, which is about half an hour west of the Toronto City Centre, located in the city of Mississauga. We are a mid-sized campus with about 16,000 students, and we are located on 225 acres of beautiful green space along the Credit Valley River. We have a reputation as being a friendly campus where getting involved in student life and the community is easy, with over 160 student groups and clubs to choose from. Over the past decade, $500 million have been invested in new buildings and research facilities on our campus, which means there are plenty of new and updated spaces for you to learn in. We're also surrounded by several Fortune 500 companies in the area. These include Samsung, Xerox, and Festo Canada. The University of Toronto Mississauga has a lot to offer to students, and consequently, students choose us for a wide variety of reasons. Now, as you can see from this slide, these are just a few things you may want to consider as you begin to think about where you would like to continue your academic journey. The opportunity to participate in cutting-edge technology research from a world-leading faculty. We have a vibrant multicultural city right on the border of Canada's cultural and economic heart. Second most environmentally and socially sustainable university on the planet, we are a campus which is surrounded by hundreds of acres of protected green space, and we are deeply integrated with the nature and community around us. Our abundance of supports, which are designed to meet you where you are and help you succeed with your own expectations, are available to you. Our university is also deeply connected with the world around us, not just with our community. This means that there are more opportunities for you. We are the #1 rated university on the continent for research-based startups. We also have one of the top 5 university-managed business incubators in the world, and we are among public universities. We are ranked 1st in North America and 11th globally for alumni employability. Not only that, but our students and our student body are a large network of alumni. They connect us directly with over 135 countries around the world. When you apply to U of T Mississauga, you apply directly to an admission category. We have a total of 12 admission categories that you can see on this slide, 11 of which are available for transfer students to apply to. So the only program here that transfer students are not able to apply to would be computer science, math, and statistics. We have over 180 program options across 90 areas of study at our campus. So applying to UTM is a 2-step process. As previously mentioned, you are applying directly to one of the 11 admission categories on the previous slide. There is then something called admission to program or program of study, which we refer to as POST. Once a transfer credit assessment is complete, and we'll talk about what that means later on in this presentation, you may be eligible to apply to something called a program of study. This is a specific major or a specialist. So at U of T Mississauga, your year of study is actually based on the number of credits that you have. These are the number of credits that you receive from your transfer credit assessment, and then the number of credits that you also will be completing at UTM as a student. All students are admitted directly to an admission category and not a specific program at U of T Mississauga. If you are given an offer of admission, if based on your previously completed academic courses, we think that you are going to receive less than 4 credits, meaning that you're going to be entering into a first year, you will be admitted directly to one of the admission categories on the previous slide. So these was, for example, life science, humanities, social science. If we think based on the credits that you have completed, it looks like you will be earning 4 or more transfer credits. You will receive an offer to an upper years honors Bachelor of Art or an upper year honors Bachelor of Science. Students choose their program at U of T Mississauga once they have achieved 4 or more credits. Just keep in mind that some posts do require, of course, specific requirements, as well as 1 year at UTM before applying. If you'd like to learn more about that, we do have that on our website. So in order to graduate from U of T, you do need to earn a total of 20 credits. And this slide just shows you some examples of how students can combine programs into those 20 credits in order to graduate with their degree. So the first option is to take one specialist. So that's approximately 75% of your degree credits in one subject, for example, biology. So approximately 9 to 16 credits in a specialist, and then a few electives to round out the 20 credits for your degree. The second option we have here is 2 majors. So these majors these would be in different subjects. So for example, biology and English, and then some electives. A major is about 6 to 9 credits each of your 20 credits in order to graduate. The last option that we have here is an example of 1 major and 2 minors, and then a small handful of electives to make up your 20 credits. And those are each in different subjects. So we would have 1 major, and then we have, for example, biology, and then a minor in another subject, and then a minor in the third subject. For admission requirements at U of T Mississauga, we do require a competitive average for our program. So as a general guideline, we do recommend that students present a minimum CGPA of a B or 73% or 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. This is recommended to be a minimum for admission consideration. We also do require that our students have good academic standing at their post-secondary institution, whether you're currently enrolled at that institution or you were previously. And then, of course, there are going to be academic prerequisites for the program that you wish to apply to or the admission category you wish to apply to. All of our programs do require English, and then some do require math or a science like biology or chemistry. And you can find those details on our website. We also require all academic transcripts when you apply. So this is going to include your high school transcripts and any post-secondary institution transcripts. If English is not your first language, you may be required to submit proof of English facility. We have a very extensive list of all of the tests on our website that we do accept. These include Duolingo, IELTS, TOEFL, for example. There are many other ways to meet this. One example is a 3-year advanced diploma from an Ontario college. This would have to be full-time program. Or 1 full year of study in an English medium university will also meet the English proficiency requirement. Just a little note at the bottom there that if ESL courses are within that within the program for the Ontario College or the university, those are not eligible for consideration to within the 3-year or the 1 full year. So just something to keep in mind. More details on our website about that. Now we're going to start moving into transfer credit expectations. So this is if you're studying at this type of post-secondary institution, what you may expect to earn in terms of transfer credit, and then how many more years or credits would you have left to study here at U of T Mississauga. So the first one we're going to go over is those that are at an Ontario College of Applied Arts and Technology. Just a quick note that we do not accept studies completed at a private college. So this is for admission or for transfer credit. Students that are at an Ontario college, in order to be eligible for transfer credit, the course you must have received at least a 60% or a C- minimum. For equivalency, we're looking at half a credit at UTM is equivalent to 2 similar college courses. 1 full credit at UTM is equivalent to 3 similar college courses. We only award generic credit for these courses, and the generic credits that we have are a generic science, a social science, or a humanities. We do not require detailed course outlines for college courses because we will be awarding generic credit. So you do not need to provide detailed course outlines for your college courses. Just a caveat that applicants to commerce or management are limited to a maximum of 3.5 generic transfer credits, even if they have completed a 3-year advanced diploma or a 4-year applied degree at a college. You're limited to receiving 3.5 generic transfer credits. If we look at the table, this just shows you if the number of years of college you've completed and the number of credits that you'll be eligible for at UTM. And then based on that, the minimum number of credits left to complete at UTM based on the total 20 credits required to graduate at U of T Mississauga. So next we have university. Now this is going to include Canadian universities, BC colleges, US colleges and universities, and international universities. So university credits are typically awarded on a 1-to-1 basis. So 1 course to 1 course, or a half credit equivalent at your university to a half credit here at U of T Mississauga. When we are looking at the assessment of equivalencies, we do consider many different factors. We're looking at the content and the level of your course to how it equates at U of T Mississauga. We're looking at credit weight, the academic structure of the course, the textbook or readings used. We're also looking at the grading and assessment types. So how were you graded and how were you assessed in that course? Did you have to complete midterms or how many assignments? What made up your total final grade? And of course, the grade achieved for the course. So we require a minimum of a 60% of what that would be equivalent to at U of T Mississauga. That's 1 full grade, letter grade above a passing at your institution in order to consider that course for transfer credit. If we look at the chart, this shows you the maximum number of transfer credits that you may be eligible for. So if your degree is currently in progress and you have not yet conferred that degree or graduated, you're eligible for a maximum of 10 credits, meaning that if you receive that maximum, you would then have to complete a minimum of 10 credits at U of T Mississauga. That's equivalent to about 2 years. If you have completed your degree, you're eligible for a maximum of 5 credits. If you've completed your degree, you're actually considered a second degree student at U of T Mississauga, and you must be pursuing a different subject area than your first degree. And a quick note for business, commerce, and management courses, they're only eligible for transfer credit if they have been taken at a post-secondary institution, which is a Universities Canada member. Now, if you have studied at a university, we have universities in Canada that are listed within our database online. So you can search for your institution and then you can enter the course to see if we have a equivalency existed for this course already. Now, if you do not find your course in this equivalency database for the University of Toronto, Mississauga specifically, that does not necessarily mean that it is not equivalent or that you would not receive credit for that course. What that means is that we just have not assessed that course previously, so it's not in our database. But this is a great planning tool. So it doesn't guarantee specific transfer credits, but it can be a great tool if you're wanting to plan courses to take, or you want to get a general idea of the credits that you may receive once a formal transfer credit assessment is complete. So a few different additional transfer options that I did want to review with you, just as a reminder for some of the international post-secondary specifically. We did mention this previously, but business, commerce, and management courses are only eligible for transfer credit consideration if they're completed at a Universities Canada member institution. You can find more information about that on our website, as well as a link to Universities Canada if you want to see a list of the memberships. Colleges in other provinces or states, for transfer credit eligibility, it's based on the practices observed by the university in that province or that state. For CEGEP students, if you've completed less than 14 credits, you're not eligible for transfer credit. But if you have completed between 14 and 21 academic credits, you're eligible for a maximum of 3 transfer credits. If you've completed more than 22, you're eligible to receive a maximum of 5, with the exception of applicants to commerce and management who are limited to 3.5 transfer credits. For grade requirement, we do require you have a minimum currently of 65% in the course in order for us to consider it for transfer credit eligibility. And 109 courses, as a reminder, are typically non-academic from a CEGEP, so things like physical education. Any non-academic course will not be eligible for transfer credit here at U of T Mississauga. Now, the transfer credit application is not something that takes place until you have received an offer of admission. So we aren't able to pre-assess courses for eligibility. Until you receive an offer of admission, you submit a transfer credit application and the $31 processing fee on our website. You can do this as soon as you receive an offer from us. You will be required to input your course list, your grades, and attach detailed course outlines for every single course that you have completed. Except for Ontario colleges, we do not receive we do not require a course outline from you. We do recommend that you have a transcript ready in hand just to easily reference while you're going through and entering information into the transfer credit application. Ahead of time, you can begin to organize your course outlines. If it's been a while since you have taken that course and you don't currently have that outline with you, it's a great idea to start reaching out to your past institution to see if you can get that outline from the year that you took that course. Assessments can take up to 8 weeks to complete. So for that reason, we do recommend that as soon as you receive an offer to submit this application, and then you will get your assessment back, and then it can help you make a decision. You can return to the application to view the status of your course and the status of your application whenever you need to. So you can go back in and log back in. You will be notified once your transfer credit assessment is ready, and then you can download a formal letter. This will also determine formally the number of transfer credits that you will be receiving at U of T Mississauga, which will also determine your year of study. So just to go over a general timeline of the application. Now, these dates are accurate as of this presentation currently being recorded in March 2024. But if you are looking at this presentation at a different time of year, please ensure that you're taking a look at the dates and deadlines on our website to make sure that you have the accurate deadlines. So our applications typically open in September. Our applications are available on the Ontario University Application Centre. In October every year, we typically have an Ontario Universities Fair. We then have a recommended application deadline We then have a deadline to indicate interest in residence, which is March 31st. Currently, as of this presentation, our application deadline is April 1st, but please do refer to our website for the most up-to-date deadlines for all of our programs, because the deadlines may differ for each program. And then there will be a document deadline, currently April 15th as the time of this recording, but please check our website again for an accurate and up-to-date date for the application closing and the document deadline. From February to May, you can expect admission decisions, and then a transfer credit application should be submitted as soon as you receive an offer of admission. If a transfer credit application is required of you, it will be a requirement that you see listed in your offer of admission with a link to our website and how to submit that application. Tuition and costs at U of T Mississauga, you'll see that depending on the program of study and year of standing, some of our tuition will vary based on that program and the year of study. You can find a lot more information about this in detail on our website, but in general, for domestic students, approximately $6,100 to $16,000 per year. For international students, approximately $59,000 to $67,000 per year, depending on your year of study and the program that you are in. For incidental fees, now these are campus-based services. It ranges from $1,900 to $3,000 per year, and housing will depend on the room style, whether or not a meal plan is selected. $11,000 to $16,000 per year. For funding options and finance options, we have OSAPs. There's also UTAPs, in-course scholarships for transfer students, and U of T grants. Now, if you don't live nearby to U of T Mississauga currently, we do have a virtual tour that's available on our website for you to view. This is a great opportunity to see not just the outside of all of our buildings, but a great idea to see the inside of some of our cutting edge research facilities, as well as our libraries and our classrooms. So if you aren't able to join us for an in-person tour, this virtual option is great to get a general idea of whether or not you can see yourself here at U of T Mississauga. So there are many ways to further connect with us after this presentation. As mentioned, we have guided and virtual campus tours. So if you do live nearby, I would strongly encourage you to come and join us for an in-person guided campus tour. We also have our social media at UTM Future if you want to stay connected with us. And we're, of course, here to help. So there is a way to contact us here. We have listed on the slide, transfer.utm@utoronto.ca. If you go to uoft.me/askme, we also have other ways to connect with us and our phone number, as well as our in-office open hours when our office is open to the public. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We are here to help you. Transfer.utm@utoronto.ca. And we'll get back to you within about 3 to 5 business days is our goal. So thank you so much for joining. Appreciate the time that you took out of your day to listen to this presentation. I hope it was helpful, and I hope to see you on our campus soon. Thank you so much.